Hey guys, Matt Lloyd here. What I wanted to do in today's video was give you some really useful training as far as outsourcing goes. Now, I don't know what you do as far as your business is, but any business, once you get to a certain stage, you are going to have to bring on the help of other people. And the worst thing you can try and do is be doing everything yourself. Okay, you don't want to be spreading yourself too thinly. In your business, you want to be focused on heading up marketing and sales. That's where you want most of your focus on. That's actually what's going to bring in the cash and move your business forwards. Everything else should be being delegated as much as possible. Now, I know that when you're brand new and you're on a low budget, sometimes you've got to go and do those things yourself. Okay, if you want to go and build a blog or something like that, and you don't have a lot of money, sometimes you have to do that yourself. By the way, if you hear that background noise, they're actually doing some construction next door, so that's what that is. Anyway, so you need to hire at some point. So how do you go about hiring people? This is where a lot of people get stuck, and I wanted to give you some advice based on having hired probably over 150 people at this point over the last few years. And having spent many hundreds of thousands of dollars on paying employees, contractors to help me build my online business. So I want to give you just a few options that you can look at, and then I want to show you something that you can possibly model to hire some really good people. So the first option that most people think of is Odesk and Elance. Okay, so you can see I'm at Odesk right now. I was just trying to pull up our report so I could show you how much money I've spent on Odesk, and it wouldn't let me do the search for the last 3 years. But if I had to put a figure on it, probably over $200,000 on Odesk, okay, from people that we've hired. So you can go to odesk.com, and by the way, you don't have to spend anywhere near that kind of money, of course. Okay, if you're just getting started, let's say you need someone to help you build your first website, you can get that done for easily under $80. Okay, so don't feel like you have to have a huge budget to do this. But here's some examples of different roles that we've been hiring for on Odesk. I highly recommend you come and check out Odesk, look at all the different talent that you can actually find. Just go to the homepage, sign up, it's free, it takes you about 5 minutes, and then you can see all the different skills that you can hire for. And that's a question that you should be asking yourself in your day-to-day business anyway. What am I doing right now that I could be outsourcing to someone else? Not to get off track, but let's say your goal is to make $100,000 per year. That's not going to happen unless you're spending your time on activities that lead to $100,000 per year. I know that sounds obvious, but most people really mess it up. So I've got a calculator in front of me. Okay, let me just key in these numbers right now just to make a point. So you want to make $100,000 per year. Let's say that you are willing to put in 3 hours a day into your online business. Okay, you're just getting started, and you can put in 3 solid hours because you're serious. So you've got 365 days in a year. Okay, so per day, we need to be averaging $274 per day. Okay, that's how we need to be spending our time on activities that on average generate $274. Now we've only got 3 hours per day. So we go $274 divided by 3, and now we are up to $91.30 per hour. So you're doing an activity in your day-to-day operations in your business. The question you need to ask yourself is this worth $91.30? Okay, if you're messing around trying to figure out how to install a plugin on WordPress and you've been trying to figure it out for 2 hours, that's not an activity worth over $90 per hour. Okay, you want to outsource that. You can find someone else to do that for maybe $15 an hour or maybe even $5 per hour. Okay, that's something that some techie in the Philippines or in India can be doing for you while you focus on the $91 per hour activities, which are going to be marketing and sales. Okay, coming up with a new offer or something like that, or buying and sourcing some really good traffic. Anyway, just let's get back on track, okay? So the question you need to ask yourself is, should I be outsourcing this activity? The faster that you want to scale your income, the more you have to get into the habit of delegating and focusing on higher leverage activities. So Odesk is a good place to start, okay? There's another one called elance.com. I've also spent a lot of money on Elance. We mainly use Odesk, but Elance is definitely an option. The main thing I wanted to show you in this video though is something else, okay? About maybe 2 years ago, I started looking to my own list to hire people. I thought to myself, look, I've got all these email subscribers. I've got several customers, okay? 2 years ago it was still quite a few. 3 years ago it wasn't that many at all. But I've got some customers. These people know what I'm doing. If they're reading my emails, chances are, they probably support what I'm doing. Okay, they're a fan of it, hopefully. So they're already familiar with what I'm doing. Why couldn't I go to those people and possibly hire them? Maybe some of them would want to work with me and help me build this up. So I started looking to go to my list to hire people. And the first time I did this, I just simply sent out an email and the subject line was, I'm hiring. And then it described the role. Okay, so for example, back 3 years ago, I was the phone sales team in MOBE. Okay, I was doing all the phone sales calls myself. And I realized that was not sustainable because someone had to also be running the business, doing the marketing and everything else. So I needed to hire a phone sales rep. So I go to my list and I say I'm hiring. And I describe, look, I've got a role where you can be on the phone sales team, you can work from home, it's pure commission. If you're interested, send me an email and let me know. Okay, and that's literally how I found my first few people for the phone sales team. We've since grown it to, I think we've got probably over 20 reps now, okay, 20 people around the world. If you're a remote partner, those 20 people are calling your leads and getting you sales. But my point is I went to my list first. And then as the company started to build, I got a lot more strategic about it and I started to more clearly define each role. Okay, and I actually put them on our website. So you can see some here. So for example, I'm always looking for good people to assist me in my day-to-day business because I've got so much I need to do. So let's have a look at this as an example, as a case study. Matt Lloyd's marketing assistant. Okay, so this is a clear description of exactly who my ideal marketing assistant would be. Okay, and I go into detail. Now, I know that you might be thinking that looks like a lot of work to sit down and write that out. And it is, okay? Frankly, it's not something I enjoy doing, having to write out job descriptions and so on. But one piece of advice I can give you when it comes to hiring, the cost of a mishire can be really substantial because it's going to waste a lot of your time, and especially if they're making big mistakes, it can cost you a lot of money. So it's worth putting in the extra time to get it right the first time, okay, with the first hire to get the right person. And having a really clearly defined role, that's a big help, okay? So I put some time into this and I described this is the person I'm after, okay? The skills they would need to have, and everything like that. And then to apply, we actually had them make a video on YouTube. Okay, now most people don't do this. Most people think, well, who do you think you are? Why should I make a video on YouTube and have to send that to you? I'm not auditioning for American Idol or something here. Why should I have to do that? And that's fine because I don't want those people. Okay, I want people who see this and think, okay, well, that's fair enough. He needs to really get a feel for who I am. So I have no problem spending 15 or 20 minutes to make a simple video. If they're not willing to make a video, I mean, really, do you really want them on your team? So we have people actually make videos, okay? And then this initially would go to me in the beginning, and then I ended up getting a human resources manager on board. You don't have to do that until you're at that level, until your company's at that level. I mean, if you're making less than $150,000 per year in your business, you can be doing that kind of stuff, okay? You can be doing the hiring. Once you start doing millions of dollars per year, then you look at getting a human resources manager. So anyway, that's what I started doing. I got a lot clearer on the roles. And then recently we added this video, and this was shot in the new MOBE film studio, and we learned a valuable lesson. And you can probably guess what that lesson is. Don't wear black shirts on a black background, okay? So that's what we did. Now, you might have, if you've been keeping up with my emails, you might have noticed that we are now, our headquarters are now based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. That's where I am right now. We've now rented out 2 offices. One of them's being turned into the film studio, and I need to get people here in Malaysia. I need people here in Malaysia, good staff who can come into the office, because I've got this big empty office right now, and I want to fill it. Or I need people who are willing to move here and to be a part of our team. We currently have over 45 staff on board. Vast majority of them are virtual, all over the world. Quite a few in America, Australia, Philippines, Pakistan, all over the place really. And I want to have a hybrid of the two. I want to have some of it virtual, okay, because virtual is good. You've got access to different labor markets where the cost of labor is maybe much cheaper. Plus, some talent, it's worth getting that talent, even if they live on the other side of the world, because there's such a rare talent. As long as they get the job done, that's fine by me. But I also want to have people here in the physical office, because then you get the best of both worlds. The downside of having a virtual staff base, where everyone's not in the physical office, is that it can slow things down, okay? If you want to get a hold of someone and they're on a different time zone, then that sometimes slows things down. The upside is that it also removes a lot of distractions. As I've found out very recently, when you have people in your office and anyone can come knock on the door, you are often getting interrupted, so that can slow down productivity. But anyway, I want people here on site, because sometimes I just need to get a hold of someone and I need them right here. So to hire people who could actually move to Kuala Lumpur or who live here, I put together this page. Now this is a slightly different video to the other one. This one says that we're hiring people virtual. This one says that we need you to actually move to Kuala Lumpur. But I wanted to show you this so you can possibly model it, because it's a really good page. And I need to give credit to a guy called Glenn Livingston. I found Glenn's hiring page. What I really loved about it is he kept it open. He said, look, tell me what your skills and your interests are, and I might have something really cool for you to do. So I tweaked it slightly, and I said, tell me what your skills and interests are, and I might have your dream role here at MOBE. Why would you want to do that? Well, when you have a fast-growing company, there's sometimes roles that you need that you don't even realize you need, and sometimes other people can see it. Okay, they can see what they could bring to the table. So I like to keep it very open, and this page allows us to do that. This way, anyone can apply, even for roles that we don't yet have. And if they can sell themselves to me in their video, and they can really tell me what they're going to bring to the table, I mean, we're more than open to hiring them. Okay, so we also list out exactly which roles we have, but down the bottom we say, look, if you've got some kind of role that you want to tell us about, that you think you could do, that we don't have listed here, please tell us. So we put a few testimonials here of other staff. Okay, so I want you to look at this from the perspective of, I mean, this is a sales funnel really. This is a sales funnel for finding talent. Now, when you're starting out and you haven't yet hired your first person, you probably don't need this just yet. But I'm just telling you this because once you get to a certain stage in your company and you eventually get to a point where your company becomes too big for you, okay, much bigger than you. And there's no way that you could possibly do it all on your own. And you become more and more dependent on other people and other talent. And that's one thing I realized. I am very dependent right now on our team here at MOBE. If you took away our team, all of our staff members, the whole thing would come crashing down very quickly. Okay, that's just the truth. You can't possibly, there's no way I could possibly run MOBE all on my own. So I rely on my team. Now, as you soon find out with hiring people, you're going to find out that most people aren't a good fit. Okay, what you're really looking for is the top 5%, the best of the best, or what you might call the A players. And if you watch this video, I'll put a link to it below the video I'm recording right now. You will hear how I explain that. Okay, so definitely check this out. When you get to the stage where you need to start hiring more aggressively, let's say you're doing multiple 6 figures and you want to take it to 7 figures and beyond in your business, then you can possibly look at doing something like this. Now, if you found this somewhat useful, this is only a very small part of the hiring process. There is a lot more that goes into it. So for example, interviewing people, selecting the right candidates, there is a lot that goes into hiring good people. When you get good people on board though, that's when you can move much, much faster in your business. Now, if you would like to learn exactly how I've hired people, my whole process to hiring people and finding talent, that's led MOBE to doing the tens of millions of dollars in sales that it's done. It's all taught in this program. It's called the OPT formula, other people's time. And that's what it's about, how to leverage other people's time and bring on talent into your business so you can focus on the activities that bring in the cash, and you can outsource everything else, even the parts you don't like. Okay, so this whole program, it's $194. It's ridiculously cheap. Think about the cost of a mishire. If you hire the wrong person, you're going to pay them more than $194 anyway. Okay, this program, it's at least 8 hours of video training where I walk you through everything step by step. Okay, so if you've never hired someone on Elance or Odesk and you don't have the first clue where to begin, this course will show you how. Literally, when I say step by step, I mean that. I tell you, click here, then you do this. Here's a job template you can use. I literally explain the whole thing. Okay, so come and read this letter. If you want to have a fast growing company, you are going to need to hire people, so you may as well learn this now. You can try and figure it out yourself like I did, but you will burn through tens of thousands of dollars hiring the wrong people, making mistakes like I did. So I'd like to save you from having to do all of that in this program. So check it out. Hope you get some use out of this, and I'll speak to you soon.